Isn't that just a perfect little rainbow trout?
Bighorn is a truly amazing place.
This whole rig handles so well.
There he is. I'm gonna throw it up a little bit closer to me.
God, that thing's amazing. It's a beast.
Here we go.
You know, I know this fly is really funny looking. It sure does work. Look, look, look. Do you see that fish? You see him rising?
On the Rise is brought to you in part by Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you.
Well, once again, I find myself swerving as I'm driving down along the shores of the Loxa River here in Idaho. I'm not headed to fish the Loxa, though I did get in just a little stop. Caught a couple of cutthroat and I think saw a bull trout. But I'm actually on my way farther into the interior of Idaho to go fish a river that is very, very remote called the Rapid River. The Rapid River is up in a completely roadless canyon, and I'm gonna horseback ride up into the canyon and look for some of the red side trout that are up in there. It's a kind of a coastal form of rainbow, and maybe there's some bull trout or cutthroats in there also. So can't wait to go visit the Rapid River, and I'm gonna try and keep my mind off of the Loxa River over here, but woo, it looks good.
My headquarters on the Rapid River expedition is the home of Scott and Holly Stouter. Perched high atop the mountains outside of Riggins, Idaho, Scott is Trout Unlimited's main man for the protection of roadless land in Idaho. And boy, talk about an office with a view.
Frank, Scott.
Scott, how are you?
Nice to finally meet you.
Nice meeting you.
This is quite a place you have here.
Oh, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, good to see you.
Wow.
Well, that's the Rapid River, and that's where we're headed tomorrow.
Wow.
So,
Unbelievable.
so
This is quite a front yard you have.
not a bad backyard either. You'll see it tomorrow.
I can't wait. I'm not too late for dinner, am I?
No, come on in.
Thank you very much.
Let's eat.
After dinner and a good night's sleep at Shea Stouter, it's time to head down the canyon.
He's being pretty chill now, but I guess from time to time he bites people. Blackie and I just still getting to know each other, and if he bites me, I'll know that I did not pass the audition.
That was amazing.
Yay!
With camp established, Holly and Scott decide to kick back and enjoy the scenery, but the pull of the rapid and the promise of its fish are too much for me. The rainbows roaming the rapid are a particular strain of inland red band trout, genetically identical to the steelhead that once swam here freely. And I'm always in the mood to meet a new fish, so fishing I go.
Wow. That was a jungle. All right. Let's see what we've got in here. Wow. Ooh. storm making them bite. And here, perfect little native Idaho rainbow, where they've always been. I'm gonna get him back in the water. That's as pretty a rainbow as I've ever caught. Oh man, I just threw it in there fooling around and one came up and bit it. Look at this, it's a tiny, tiny bull trout. That's really unusual. They don't really eat dry flies very much. This is a protected fish, and I'm a huge fan of the bull trout, so I'm gonna really take very, very great care. All right.
After further proof that nothing tastes better than a cup of camp coffee, Scott takes me to one of his favorite spots along the Rapid River.
Well, it's great to have you guys up here. Holly and I love to show this place to people. It's just too beautiful not to share.
Yeah, it's really an amazing place. I've never really horsepacked into very many places before.
Well, there's a lot of backpackers come up here too. It's not that hard to access.
Oh, really?
Yep. It just takes a little work, like everything in life that's good. All right, Frank, you want to go down there?
Yeah, I do. Is that a good? That looks like a really good spot.
There's some nice rainbows in that hole. It's a tough hole to get to from the trail here, but we'll make it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's just kind of watch your step and come on down.
I'll tell you what, this place is quite the adventure.
Well, that's why it's still really good fishing here. All right, watch your step there. There's a little step down and some logs.
I'm a little bit better scrambling through brush than I am on horseback. You may have noticed that.
Well, sometimes you gotta be both.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a ringside seat.
Oh, you wanna
see you catch?
You want me to cast first?
Yeah, of course I do.
Okay. Well,
This is cool.
I wouldn't turn down that
God, I can
request.
see that.
Well, I'm just gonna sneak up here and
There we go, that's a nice one.
yeah, that's a nice little rainbow. They're beautiful fish, aren't they?
Yeah.
In your job at TU,
Right.
Scott, what are the most challenging aspects of, the roadless portions of this, of this wilderness?
TU's done a great job of working with private landowners and restoring streams that need the work in the lower sections of most of our streams. The upper watersheds, like what we're in now, in the western states, are almost exclusively owned and managed by public land agencies like the Forest Service.
Okay.
So the idea was that in order to protect cold water fisheries, you got to protect and/or restore the whole watershed. Well, these watersheds, and most of these in the western states like this, they don't need restoration. What they need is protection, so they won't need restoration. That's what the Public Lands Initiative is all about, is is trying to protect these upper watersheds so that all that work we do in the lower watersheds will be beneficial and productive.
It's my understanding that a long, long time ago, right where we're fishing now, there would probably have been quite a few salmon.
Yeah, well,
You know, and they're not, and they and their impact and the biological, you know, assets that they bring aren't as much here as they used to be.
Idaho's got some of the best salmon habitat left in the nation, but we can't get the fish to it because the dams on the lower Snake River and the mainstream dams on the Columbia all have an impact, and we can't fill up our habitat like we should be able to because we can't get the fish back.
So if we could, in a perfect world, if we can either get rid of or improve the passage of fish over the dams,
then we could utilize this great habitat,
yeah.
and we will eventually. I mean, we'll find solutions to that. We're you know, that's a big job of TU. It's a big job of everybody to get our salmon back into these streams.
I can see a fish so far up in this little cavern of trees. I just poke it in there somehow.
Ah, nice cast.
Oh, he came for it right then. There he is.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
I'll tell you what, he's not the biggest fish, but he sure was in a tough spot. Just pure Idaho rainbows as God intended them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, these are some of the prettiest rainbows I've ever seen, Scott.
They're not really big, but pound for pound.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. He was in a tough spot, too.
Oh boy.
He was
That was an amazing job that you did there, Frank.
hiding out doing little rainbow things.
As Scott and I move down the Rapid River Trail, we see a shadow lurking in the depths.
That fish is really big.
That's a pretty nice fish.
Yeah.
There'll be some others in there too that we can't see.
That's such
Likely.
a big. That is such a big fish for in here. I'm gonna circle around and catch him.
Okay, good. Let's do it. I'll watch for you.
Got kind of a tunnel I have to operate in here. There he is. Nice. Oh my God, this thing's huge. He wants to leave the pool. Oh, stay out of those weeds, buddy. Stay out of those logs. Well, he's in the log. He's out of the log. Whoa. Now that's a big trout for such a little river. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh, it's a bull trout. It's a bull trout. All right. I'm gonna try and get him across this current and to me. There he is. Oh my God. It's such a beautiful bull trout. Not too happy. Anyhow, this is the great white of the rapid. Now this is just a really good sized bull trout. Just this big, tough, meat-eating trout. That was cool. It's my second biggest bull trout ever.
Figuring there could be no better exclamation than that big bull trout, we pack up the horses and head on out.
I finally made friends with Blackie. Turns out it was all about his ears.
Trout Unlimited is made up of people who love to fish and who work to protect and restore America's trout and salmon fisheries. For more information about what we do, go to tu.org.
It's a new day on the Rapid, and Scott and I head out to meet up with Dave Burns. Dave is a fisheries biologist for the Payette National Forest and a hardcore fly fisherman in his own right.
Hi. Hi. Dave?
Dave Burns.
Hi, Dave. Nice to meet you, Frank Smothers. How are you?
Good.
Dave, you're Scott Stouter. How you
Dave
doing?
Burns.
Well, thank you for meeting us down here. I'm looking forward to seeing some more of the lower canyon here of the Rapid River. Maybe wet a lime with you.
Good.
Getting to this stretch of the Rapid is no picnic either. I'm beginning to feel a little nostalgic about my time with Blackie the Wonder Horse.
You know, we shouldn't pass this up. So I think we ought to try fishing there. I'll go up above and try some of the pocket water, but you guys should. There should be some trout in there. Let's try
Most
it.
amazing pool.
It's beautiful.
It's hard to believe it on like clear water where you can't see anything.
I bet there's 20 fish in there, though, that we can't see.
Well, you're the man to find out.
In your role as fisheries manager, these roadless areas are a huge boon or a real asset to your management capabilities here.
We've been asked before what are the biggest threats to the wild fish in this part of Idaho, and one of the answers is people trying to fix the roadless areas. They don't need to be fixed. And when people see large-scale fires and landslides and floods, all of those things are what make Rapid River what it is.
So really the message is for the most part, just hands off.
Well, at least use your hands intelligently to keep those natural processes going.
Has it been helpful to you here in your work managing these fisheries? Has it been helpful having organizations like Trout Unlimited lend their time and resources?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, some of our budget anymore is dependent on partnerships with Trout Unlimited for funding. The more agencies and other organizations support a project or a particular activity, the easier it is to get federal matching funds.
Oh, okay.
So if Trout Unlimited partnerships up with us on a project, it's more likely that that project will compete for federal funds.
Okay.
Or in this part of the world for funds from the Bonneville Power Administration. Or
in mitigation, they spend some money and...
Trout Unlimited is one of our main partners. Those kind of organizations are rare. And so Trout Unlimited fills a niche that in other places might be filled by Federation of Fly Fishermen or somebody else. And those other organizations just don't exist in this part of the world.
And they're really fighters, you know, for little guys like that.
This place is
amazing.
just loaded with these guys. And one of the things that Dave was saying earlier that's so amazing is this fish may be a rainbow that's going to live his whole life here. This fish may be a steelhead that's going to leave here this coming spring. They have no way of telling. All the science that we bring to bear, and these rainbows just live this kind of double life. Nobody really knows what they're going to grow up to do.
As that Rapid River red band swims away, it's fun to wonder if it has the anadromous instinct, and if it does, whether it will make the long journey to the ocean and back. One thing that's beyond speculation, though, is the importance of roadless areas to cold water fisheries like this one. Trout Unlimited has placed a renewed emphasis on protecting the remaining roadless areas in this country. And believe me, all it takes is one trip to a place like the Rapid River to see the wisdom in that policy.
On the Rise is brought to you in part by Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you.